Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are watching from. Welcome back to BBK Sports, another football digest. Thank you. Thank you all for tuning in. Put on the jams and relax. Now, people, StreamYard is doing their little updates and their little prototype for this acronym called MARS. It's like multi aspect ratio streaming, right? It's a new thing that they're running. I don't know what they're on, but I have to experiment with it because it's recommended. Yeah. So I don't know what your viewing experience is like. If you're looking at a tablet, a mobile device, or a laptop, how you're seeing me could be different. Could be in landscape, could be in portrait. It's weird. But for the sake of this stream, it's probably how it's going to be. I'm not sure why they're doing that, but they're doing what they're doing. And first of all, let me big up everyone who tuned into the members only stream yesterday. It was lovely. It was good to take a break from strictly football to talk football, but other life shit as well. And nice to catch up with the people who checked in. And I learned a lot about the audience yesterday, but it was kind of cool. So it won't be the last one, but hopefully the next one is better and the next one is better and all that. They always say let your first one be your worst one, and it's not a curse. Your first one being your worst one means you're always improving upon what you lay down as a base, as a foundation. So big up for that. And you can you can even see I didn't even update my background. I still got the members only stream background. So let me go ahead and change that to all things football. But big up to you, man. Big up to every single one of you. I am grateful for your time, like I always am. You bunch of absolute legends. So what we got? Who we saying before I get into see this damn Claire, I keep telling her, but she keeps doing it. Like Claire don't listen to shit. I say, Claire, ease with the memberships. We've ran out of people to give memberships to. So if you've been blessed with another membership, thank you, Claire. Again. So yesterday's stream should have been called the Claire episode because all the members who tuned in was courtesy of her. So big her up again with another round of applause. And another round of applause. For our beloved Claire. And my brother Cooper, my brother, Armed Forces in Arms. Big up to you, my bro. Say happy Veterans Day, my friend, brothers in arms. You know. Appreciate you celebrating that with me, man. Hope you are good. Some more formalities in the chat. Can't skip anyone because absolutely all of you. Absolute legends. Big up to men like Kwaja. Hope your school is going well, my bro. Big up to you every single time. 10 away from 10.6. Hey, let's get there, man. 1.76. Yeah, let's get there. Anyone who haven't subscribed to the channel, I do not think I'm in subscription only mode, but please do go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And in the middle of my thunderous waffle, I didn't even realize that we got rossed. I didn't realize we got rossed by the most interesting man in all of YouTube sports, which is E. Ross. I once read somewhere the other day that E. Ross, mosquitoes refuse to buy E. Ross purely out of respect because he is the most interesting guy on YouTube, the most interesting man in the world. That guy, E. Ross. Let's big him up for about 30 seconds or so. Man, like.
Maybach music.
Born stunner. I can blow money. When I'm shopping, that ain't no money. I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover, whipping work. I'm so sophisticated.
Maybach music.
Big up to E. Ross again. Yes, sir. E. Ross. We've been Ross, people. E. Ross so dope. He was himself in the past life. And then came back as himself. That guy, absolute legend, man. Big him up every single time. Man, like LFC Monster. What you saying? Clear already? She doesn't stop, does she? She does. Jesus Christ. But big up, everyone. Big up to Dana. Our beloved Dana said, "What's up, everyone? Big up the chat and BBK Sports. Hope you are good, Dana. Appreciate you checking in yesterday as well. Uh, you have two streams going on. Looks regular, and one looks like live streaming on Insta. Okay, so that's the Mars thing. So when you set up the stream now on StreamYard, it gives you this option, and it says this one is recommended. So when I even go into YouTube, I see two set up. I don't know which one is which, but I have to figure out a way to turn this shit off. But yeah, I'll figure that out after I can. You know, I don't want to go be finger. It will fuck the stream up. But I don't know why StreamYard is doing this, but it's weird. If your first one is your worst one, you set a great standard for future member shows off the bat. Yes, sir. Big up. I think Young Jeezy used that in one of his rhymes and on his first album. I think Jeezy's album was he actually said that. He said, let your worst one be your first one. The speakers up. You already know Eros the boss, the legend. I saw an article. I don't know whether it's true, but the contents are Maresca switching his allegiance from Spain to Colombia. So yeah, his parents are Colombian, isn't it? Yeah, you know what? I did see that art when we were linked with him. I went and I read his bio, and you know, Colombian parents go to Spain, and I'm thinking like that was the stream that I went on talking about Pablo Pau Kerbasi, and his evaluation was like 80 million or something, and I was like, I know he is good and he's a young Spain center back, but there's no way he should be valued higher than Saliba and all the other top center backs in the world. But because he's young and playing for Barcelona, he's doing all this stuff. And then I'm saying that if you're Mascara and you're looking at that, then you're probably thinking like they probably will pick him before they pick you. And if it's a you and him partnership, it can work, but he is a sure shot to start for Colombia. There is no doubt. And Colombia has a pretty good squad. But if you play for Spain, he is going to have a chance to, you know, rack up medals with Euros and World Cups. Now, Colombia has a pretty good squad and has a chance to do things in the Copa America, but it's Spain, isn't it? Them man are what? 2012, we're in 2025, 2026 coming up soon. So yeah, them men are, you know, only a decade and a half away from having a dynasty when we talk about the Spain team from 2008 to 2012 being mentioned amongst the greatest of Spanish teams of all time, you know? So yeah, I think he has a decision to make, and he has it's not a very easy decision, isn't it? He has to sort that out. He has to figure out, what do you want to do, bro? Do you want to be an all-time great for Colombia, or you want to be a, you know, I don't want to say a bit part player, but kind of a bit part player for the Spanish national team, because it could be that way. A big up to E. Ross, man. But I wouldn't mind either way, innit? It doesn't really affect us as Arsenal fans if he decides he wants to be a Spanish international or a Colombian international. Can we update the songs on my Maybach music playlist? Still waiting for my Spotify. I am waiting. You know what? Dana, you know. I got you, Dana. I got you. Point taken. I feel like I keep disappointing Dana. You know, when Dana's not around and I run it, it's cool. But whenever I run it, Dana always takes me to account on why I'm not on Spotify, even though my Spotify account is locked up and all janky at the minute. But yeah, I don't know. So E-Ross has to let me know if he wants me to change the music. You know, if E-Ross gives me permission to change the music, Ross for Ross, then I will, because I have an extended playlist in it. Ban says, do you think the government should be obliged to return contraband back to its people? This was like one for the member stream yesterday, isn't it? Contraband back to its people. I mean, if it's contraband, it's forbidden, isn't it? I mean, I do believe that they're obliged to return their personal belongings to the people, you know, But if it's contraband, there's some kind of restriction on it for a reason. Big up to Hendo. Hope you are good, my guy. Uh, Taking each game at a time. I'm hearing it. Have you seen the rumor of Mikhail contract extension? Yeah, I've seen that for quite a while now, to be fair. I've seen the links and I've heard the numbers in somewhere in the 21 million something ballpark. And this was a talking point on Views' channel, Views' member stream for, I think, last week. And Views had a couple of talking points on this where he was talking about when would you announce the contract extension? When would you do it? When will it happen? And I'm of the opinion that it shouldn't happen nowhere near in the middle of the season. And it shouldn't happen until we actually win something, if you ask me. I'm being completely honest. Why would you what message would it send if you announce a contract extension for Mikel Arteta in the middle of the season when we haven't won anything? Haven't won anything for the past 4 years. Forget the league for a second, but nothing at all for the past 5 years. I don't understand how announcing a contract extension with more money for repetitive failure, the message that sends would not be one of my liking. But at least we will know where the club stand. At least we will know at that point. Say, for example, they announce his contract extension right after the international break. Hey, contract extension. And then we go. Then we don't even need the season to play out. We will have known what the club stance is on winning, even if we went on to win things. Because right now we have no God-given right to win anything, and we have no guarantees to win anything. So we could literally finish the season trophyless. But then we will look back at the season and be like, okay, in December, in January, you gave him a contract extension. For what? Then we will know, hey, okay, this is what the club is on. It makes no sense. He's going to be here for the foreseeable future, unless the player's down tools, unless the fans do a massive walkout, unless it's just a horrid start and we're sitting bottom of the Premier League table on some 2022 stuff, then he won't be sacked. He's going to be here. We will compete, we will challenge, but we won't win. In the event that we happen to win while we're competing and challenging, great. But we will know that winning isn't the priority if they announce a contract extension without him winning a trophy. Now, my opinion, what I would do, see the season out, and if he wins something, you still don't renew that contract. You still don't extend it because his contract runs through 2027. So you thank him. You're well paid. You're not on Papa's wages. You're still doing pretty well. You let the contract go to 26-27, and throughout the course of season 26-27, if he wins something in that season, then you give him an extension. But until then, no. You're under contract. You're required to perform. If anything, you're overpaid for the years that you didn't win anything, and you were paid like one of the highest paid managers in Europe. So it's not something I think they should be announcing now. But if they do, we will know what's up. Big up to Guna SE. Big up to my bro Gianni Cal Show. Hope you are good. Yeah. So why does every stream these days? Yeah. So it's a new thing that StreamYard is promoting, and when you run it, it kind of like it splits the screens. And yesterday's stream, because it was a member stream set up under the old StreamYard before the update, it didn't do it. But now it's. So this is like a trial run. I think they're doing. If it doesn't work out well, or if enough people are not using it, they'll probably bin it. But I'm trying to see how it goes. Yeah, Cooper is not about that contract extension. Mark says, what is the name of the background music? It's just an instrumental. It's the instrumental called the Heaven Blessed Beat. I'll play it a little louder. But yeah, it's an old beat. It's like 2012, 2011. Assassin, Agent Sasko. Big up to Gianni says, I wish Gattuso would kick Calafiori off Italy. So, yeah, so good segue, my bro. So the article that I'm reading right now says Calafiori has picked up a hip injury and will miss Italy's game versus Moldova, right? He will miss Italy's game against Moldova, but is in contention for the next game for Italy versus um, Estonia. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing? If he is injured to the point where he can't play against the Moldova, why is he even with the squad? Send him home. Suge yesterday told me that Odegaard is injured, can't play with the Norwegian school, but he's there. The hell is he there for? Like, bro, what are you on? you know, are you gonna be training, running around with these men and get kicked, and then come back to us injured again? Because if you remember, it was the October international break that he got injured in last year, or was it the September one? I think it was the September international break he got injured in and missed the North London derby, and we had to depend on Gabriel to score a set piece to get us a 1 win at 3-point lane. Loved the result, but the performance was stinky. So why was he there? At Arsenal, we didn't learn from international fuck-ups last year, and it seems like we're not learning from this one this year, because the thumbnail highlights that Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka will start tomorrow. That man are pending to start in a game versus who is it? Fucking England play. Is it Serbia or something? But either way, England is already qualified for the damn World Cup. So why the hell do all the big guns? If anything, this is the time you need to play the other guys that might have a shot. Because it won't be until around the March international break where you try to fine-tune the squad, because no continuity that you build now is going to last until March. These guys will go kick about. They'll go back to their national teams, go back to their clubs, and then between another 4 months go by, guys' form will dip, guys' form will surge, and then you get them back in there and you have to start all over again. So what's the point now? It's not like the English Federation plays football the way the Spanish do, where no matter who Marino plays for, no matter who Busquets and Xavi and all these other men play for in different countries, when they got together to play for Spain, they knew how to play the same way, right? Now, you do need continuity to build your squad if you're England, because Thomas Tuchel is not, he's a German closer in the English team. I get it. But they still need time to gel and all that stuff. But I don't see how doing this in November is really going to carry over until March, when the guys that he's going to pick now and the guys that he's going to pick then will be completely different. Because Jude Bellingham wasn't in the squad a month ago, but he's in this squad. The ups and downs, it's crazy. Would you bring in Ivan Toney in January, 2 great strikers and a left winger? I'm reading reports that the left wing thing is dead, because Semenyo is apparently being approached by Liverpool, and he has verbally agreed and has let the club know in AFC Bournemouth that he would go to Liverpool. So I don't think we do a left wing thing. Honestly, I don't think we do any business in January. I'd love for us to, but I don't think we do any business in January, if I'm being completely honest, bro. I think that the talk around the squad being as deep as it is and being the best squad in Europe, if it's the best squad in Europe, if you're a businessman, you're thinking, okay, you got what you need. Go win. And parts of me agree with that. And part of me wants to be like, okay, do I really want to give Arteta more money? You either win with what you got or you move on. Now, this should be good enough to win 2 of the 4 trophies available. We have Boy 10, and we got quite a few Arsenal fans that are on here talking about the quad. If the squad is good enough to do the quad, then you should be walking away with 2 trophies at the minimum. At the bare minimum. Big up to LFC Master. Surely Mascara can get himself ahead of Lone Norman and that Bilbao center back. I would think so. I would actually think so. But I don't if your homeland kind of has pull in it. If you're a Colombian, you know what I mean? It's where you're born. Because if I had the choice to play for the U.S. or represent Jamaica, it wouldn't even be close, my brother. You know what I'm saying? No matter how many caps I had for any other team, if the Reggae Boys called me for a kickabout, I am there. So I understand the home attachment. You know. All right, we got you, Dana. We got you. Big up, big up. Uh, are you taking the fifth? 21 million. 15 is already extraordinary for most managers, let alone that walking failure. Yeah, that's the numbers that I'm hearing from 15.6 to in the region of 21 point something. So, yeah, participation and contract extension. Because, yeah, then the messaging will be clear, because we can hear what they say, but we will watch what they do. And the messaging is very clear that, hey, winning isn't the priority. Mikhail got us being spoken about. Mikhail got us in conversations with the bookie saying that we must win. So we're going to pay him as such. It seems like the owners and the fans have two completely different sets of expectation for the club. That's what it seems like. Cooper says, Arteta, do not give him an extension. At the bare minimum, do not announce it in the middle of the season. Because truth be told, people, that contract could have already been signed for all we know, and they're just waiting to announce it. So when they leak this and that, leak this story, leak that story, they're really testing the waters to see how fans will react to it, see how the media will react to it. But for all intents and purposes, it could already be done. All the I's could be dotted, all the T's could be crossed. This extension will make Arteta the highest paid manager. You think he will be asking for something near it? Of course. And that's the thing. If you're Pep and you this might make Pep stay at City. Because if Pep wins the league this year, hunts down Mr. 21.6 million, Mr. 21 million, and surpasses it, then Pep be like, you know what? Give me another year, another 2 years, and those Saudi owners at Man City can look at Pep and be like, hey, we're going to make you the highest paid manager. Give him 25, give him 30. 25 million. I don't think Pep is hurting for money, but I think 25 million will compel him to rethink or reconsider leaving Man City. But what will they say then, right? What will the top Gooners say then, people? When he is the highest paid manager in the Premier League, then can we demand a trophy? And can we demand one of the big ones? Because you might have heard me say that I'm calm with the domestic cup double. I'll be okay. FA Cup, Carabao, I'm not complaining. But if you make him the highest paid manager in the Premier League, then can we demand Champions League, Premier League, the big ones, the majors, right? The major honors. Can we do it then? Highest paid manager, or it will be more context wrapped around failure. Some giant like Mikel Arteta take this club and bankrupt itself paying this so-called manager, right? But see, what they can't do is, so someone earlier asked if what we would do something in January. And I'm sitting there like, okay, what the hell? If they tell us that we don't have money in January to go sign someone, when they gave Raya a bumper contract, when they gave Trossard a bumper contract, and gave Mikel Arteta an extension and a pay raise, then they can't turn around and be like, we don't have any money to go sign Semenyo or Rodrigo. Because we see what's going on with Rodrigo. We see what the hell is going on with Rodrigo. And this is what we said that would happen in the summer, right? We said this would happen in the summer. We said Carlo Ancelotti is the manager of Brazil. And he wasn't playing Rodrigo in his right position when he was at left wing. He was playing him at right wing. Big up to the Raiders. Big up to that damn catch. Top Gooner. I was just about to go in on catch, pause. But big up to catch and all the Raiders. But this is what we were talking about, people. This is what we were on. This is what we were saying, in the summer. Rodrigo, brother, you're not going to play. Carlo didn't play you. Now Carlo is managing your national team. Now I'm hearing Real Madrid and Xavi Alonso are getting frustrated with Rodrigo's lack of production and his lack of minutes. And I'm like, what the hell? How does that even make sense? If you are Real Madrid, if you are Xabi Alonso, how the fuck are you frustrated with Rodrigo's minutes when you're the one who is not playing him? You're the one that's playing him 12 minutes a game. You're playing him 12 minutes a game and wondering why he's not producing. That tells me that they don't want you. But over here, we were sitting and we were saying his mentality is off because man rather sit at the bench, sit on the damn bench at Real Madrid, than come to Arsenal and play actual minutes. That is crazy. Why would? But they can't tell us we don't have any money in January. And then they're giving bumper contracts to Trossard. They're giving bumper contracts to Raya. And Raya, on the run of play with his golden glove and all that, yeah, I guess he deserves that. But why are you announcing a damn contract extension or the notion of a contract in the middle of the season when he ain't won shit yet? We need to calm that down. Yeah, let it run out. And should he win then? Calm. Then we'll reevaluate the contract. But he's on the contract for 2 more years. Well, there's no need to extend him. I don't see a whole bunch of clubs lining up to pull him and pry him away from us. Like, what are we doing? And that's something that agents do all the time. Agents will run the agenda. Oh, Real Madrid might want him. Barcelona might want him. No, he won't. No, he will never coach Real Madrid. He's a Catalonian nationalist. The politics there, it won't happen. Dana said in the festive period mood, Home Alone or health. Home Alone is a classic, all-time classic, man. Silent listening today. Big up to my bro, the Waffle Don. Hope you are good. Yeah, man. Appreciate you tuning in yesterday for the members only stream, my guy. Big up to all the Raiders from the catch up. Big up to my boy Catch. Big up to SB. Love. Looking forward to the next domestics. And hey, Catch, I noticed there was no domestics after we dropped points, you know. You notice? We're keeping clean sheets out here. The domestics was on and popping. But we dropped points all of a sudden, and then we get no domestics, my bro. What's happening? I'm not happy about the drop points, even though I put all 7 points down to Mikael this point. You know what I'm on. I can't see the update of that. Yeah, man. Listen, StreamYard is on the madness today. Whatever the likes be liking today, whatever the views be liking today, I'm trying something new with this Mars stuff that they're pushing. I don't know how it will work out, but tomorrow I need to unfuck this. But yeah. Tuchel needs to feature the French players in these dead rubber matches. That's what I'm saying. But we don't need Bakary to be running out playing no full 90 minutes against them. Who England got tomorrow? Serbia. You already qualified. Yeah, French players. Let them man earn their spot so they can be in the reserve squad. You know what I'm saying? Arsenal should protect Saka and Rice and keep them at Arsenal to rest and train. England already fully qualified. This is what I'm saying. Now imagine. Now, it doesn't take much because this might not mean much to England because they've already qualified, right? But this means something to Serbia. When match means something to players, they play hard, they tackle hard. You see the Bayern Munich game and PSG Bayern Munich game. That game meant something to Luis Diaz. He didn't mean to hurt Hakimi. That sliding scissor stacker, he didn't mean to hurt that dude. But when you're a competitor, competitive juices take over, you lose the football, you try to win it back. And you man seeing Hakimi's ankle. That shit happens to Rice, we are done, bro. Because we have no one in the squad who can put the whip on our set pieces the way he does. The hell with losing the breakup play that he does. You know, that equalizer that we scored against Sunderland on Saturday, that was all Declan. That's what we'll be losing in addition to the set pieces. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking with a cane. Oh, the ankle injury. Okay, man. Hey, make sure you take it easy, you know. Big up to Godfrey. Hope you are good, my G. Yaga P said Arteta doesn't need a new contract right now. He sure don't. Big up to Yaga P every time. Big up to Mido. The catch-up raid. Smash the likes. You know the deal. First time. Diablo, what you saying to me, bro? Big up to you. Karma Serene. Are you all Arsenal fans? Let me know who you support, who you're representing, because I know everybody watched the catch up. But appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. Like catch. Sending the oranges. Oranges. Hyper. Hey, Hyper, here's what I want you to do, Hyper. Lean in for a little bit. If you're listening on your computer or your tablet, just lean in. Put your phone up to your ear for 1 second. I know the L is right next to the K on the keyboard, but man, keep hitting me with this BBL stuff, man. Love it, bro. It's BBK. Boy, I better know. Big Boys Club. But big up to you for tuning in, man. You better know supporting Arsenal the amount of time I see you. Yeah, man, it's gonna through and through, man. Rodrigo's a coward. I question his mentality. I do. I really question his mentality. And now you see the club that's not playing you saying this to you. Hey, we're not impressed with your performances, but they're giving you 12 minutes a game. Well, nah, give me a run of games. Because I know you, man, have seen Vinicius get a run of games and stink up the place for a run of games, but he never gets dropped. Give me a run of games and I'll demonstrate. Because I've seen Rodrigo. I've seen Rodrigo putting man-of-the-match performances with Valverde on the pitch, with Cruz on the pitch, with Modric, like big boy times. I think when they knocked out, I think it was City they knocked out that year. City or PSG in the Champions League in one of their back-to-backs. So the boy has quality. It's his mentality that I question. But yeah, big up Vince. That bit of wisdom from Don Robbie was, it's harder for Arsenal to win the league because of the number of London derbies Arsenal got to play. Flex said some of his Arsenal mates thought the same. Brother, if they write one more, do they all just get in a room? Do they all just get in a room with all the excuse express merchants and be like, okay, what excuse can we, let's write down 20 excuses now and start the narratives and the agendas now. So when the season ends and we go trophyless, we can see which excuse can run. Because they don't want to get there and then have to do it. My God. Listen, people, make sure that you are subbing to the channel if you are new, because if you aren't subbed to the channel, you are missing out on getting free memberships by this damn Claire, because she's gifted 5 more memberships to the channel. Round of applause for her again. Thank you again, Claire. I'm running out of thank yous, Claire. I really am. So if you have recently subbed and you just received a membership, make sure that you thank Claire Michael Olise. Hope you are good. I said, what you say? Where's Lenny Henry? My bro, he'll be here on Friday for the warm-up show, but big up to you. Big up to them. So you were gifted. Yeah, you were gifted. So you have Claire to thank for your gift. 26 watching, 20 likes, 40 watching. Yes, people. The likes to watching ratio is always up. But big up to you, man. Big up to Tyrell Gunner. Hope you are good, my G. Appreciate you checking out. He is the engine room. We would be finished, other brother. I see Declan pull up. Heart was in my mouth when I saw him pull up against Palace. And then back-to-back games, 90 minutes. Now I'm going to watch England and Serbia like this. Every time I see him go into a tackle, because we need him. Declan Rice right now is damn near a single point of failure for Arsenal. So we must. Waka 33 LFC hitting us with the oranges. Big up, bro. Appreciate you all checking in. Clear with the memberships again. Man, running out of words to describe Claire, We won't win the league because it's winter after fall. Yeah, but I do know. I tell you what, the players in the squad will look at the result over the past weekend, and they will have seen us drop points, and they will have seen not only Liverpool pick up points, but the way they picked it up, the way Liverpool smash up The way Liverpool got smashed up by City. Right? So it's not just the manner of how City dealt with the champions and the way we dropped points in the end. I know the players are looking like that. Are like, you know what? These 2 points, forget the ones at City, forget the ones at Anfield. Those 2 points, we can't let those 2 points be the catalyst in our crumble. Like, we must. Tottenham, Chelsea, tough games, yeah? Now, on paper and historical results, we look at Chelsea. We haven't lost at Stamford Bridge since Arteta has been here. The last time we lost to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge was 2018 or something. Like Jorginho and David Luiz was playing for them. We had Socrates and Mustafi starting in our back five. Now we have, 2 of the best center backs in the world. I get it. But losing or dropping points or drawing at Chelsea isn't outside the realm of possibility. And the run of fixture that Man City got coming up, they have a favorable run of fixtures. And I do believe, mentally, the fan base, the players, and unfortunately the players, but I do have to include them in this. Unfortunately, I do believe if December come around and City are ahead of us in the table, I don't think we catch them. Because the way these men have demonstrated that they can chase people down and keep a lead for a sustained period of time, it makes these damn 2 games against Tottenham, these 2 London derbies that LFC Monster just pointed out, and the Brentford game and the Villa game will be tough because Unai Emery always seemed to pull out a masterclass against us. A big up to everyone locked in. I'm a little behind on the comments due to the Raiders, but do keep them coming. I greatly appreciate you. AJ, I got you, my bro. I got you. The assembled. Maybe the problem with the Arsenal mentality isn't Blunderman's fault at all. Maybe it's the psychological effects of failure is proving to the players with a mental block. Thoughts, if any? Yeah, and I think I just touched on this where they will look at the results and be like, yeah, maybe we're just not on at the levels. Now, we can think like that as fans, but I would think that this bunch that just kept 8 clean sheets and just won 10 games in a row would have some type of belief in themselves. And furthermore, if the players lack the mentality and the manager doesn't lack the mentality, but he can't get them over the line, then you still make that change. You still change the leader, right? So change Arteta and get someone who can instill that winning mentality in this bunch of players. I think it can work. Arteta is the single point of failure we are doomed. That's a great point. We do. That's it. Yeah. Single point of failure with the gaffer, and single point of failure with our real captain, right? The unsung captain, the unappointed captain. But we know that Declan is the leader on that team with his play, with his deliveries, all that. AJ said we do to respawn. Think you do to respawn. Think you do. But the running that you have towards the business end of the season, you have given yourself so much to do, my bro. Those 4 losing 5 of your first 11 games, it's an uphill swim for you. If you were given a chance to experience the life of a footballer on and off the pitch, who are you choosing? Pick wisely to ensure you have a good time on and off the pitch. A footballer, oh shit. I don't know, man, because I don't even know these men like that, But like someone who is just like N'Golo Kante. I like to have N'Golo Kante on and off the pitch, Mr. Humble, not one enemies. I don't think there is a football fan in world football that hates N'Golo Kante. As much as anyone in here who hates Chelsea will still never boo N'Golo Kante, stand up and clap for him every day, club and country. I just think he's a G. Man just goes about his business. So, yeah, that's who I'm choosing. They call January the transfer window. Arsenal. I don't think we're doing shit in January, my bro. I really don't. I think January will be, whether we're behind or we're up front, leading 4-6 points. I just don't think we won't. Last year when we were desperate, last January we were desperate in dire need of, and we still didn't act. And we were only competing with Liverpool last year. This year we're competing with Liverpool. And listen, and let me just say this real quick. I know everyone is saying it's a 3-horse race, and it's a valid point to make, right? It's not crazy to say it's a 3-point race. I get it, but there are still 81 points to play for, right? 27 games of football left. Are we meant to believe that Chelsea, who spent £2 billion and are the champions of Europe, can't make up 6 out of 81 points? Because they're only 6 points off the top as well. So why aren't them being spoken about in the title race? So if we include them in that, then we have 4 teams jockeying for positions at the top of the table. Now, no other club would get away with this if we're being honest, right? The same way we're holding Liverpool accountable for breaking the transfer record twice after winning the league, that is still your title to lose. The hell with this, or the pressure's on Arsenal. Arsenal are the favorites. No, you are Liverpool. You are in this shit until you're not, right? So why are we keeping the same energy for Chelsea based on the money spent, the trophies won, and they're 6 points off of it? They're not 10, right? They're above Liverpool. So if Liverpool are in the title race, how the hell is Chelsea not? You know, I'm happy with that. But if you give that man a promise, a fair chance, that actually fair chance, then no. If it ain't that good, if it ain't the good cop, don't bring in the bad cop. I hear it. I feel sorry for MLS. He saves us, and then he gets double blocked by Nkapie and Zubimendi. MLS has to fight right now. I think MLS will. I don't think he is going to throw a stink, so to speak. But the fact that he is starting Champions League games, and he's I think Arteta can do better with his rotation, giving him Premier League games. You know, like at left back, I can appreciate you getting Nkapie back in shape, giving him a start at left back the other day. But at left back, if you're not going to start Calafiori, don't push MLS further down the pecking order. Start him. Using Nkapie to give Gabriel a rest, because Gabriel does need a rest. We're going to need Big Gabby towards the business end of the season. Like someone actually said to me, a rival who never make excuses, because I was being critical of Gabriel for that goal that we conceded. And he said, Gabriel is tired. That's a tired Gabriel mistake. You know, when you're tired, you make mental mistakes. Gabriel in the first 45 minutes is not making that mistake against Brian probably. But, you know, I would definitely, Conte is my guy. That's why I would choose, just to answer Dana's question. But yeah, big up Cooper, man. Glad you checking in, my bro. Big up to you every single time. If you haven't hit the likes already, people, and if you haven't subs to the channel, please do so. It helps the channel grow. You heard E. Ross. Don't fuck around with E. Ross, you know. The most interesting fan on YouTube. Not even the Chelsea fans think they're in it after all the money spent. But that's what's the why? Why is that? Because I don't think that's I mean, numerically it doesn't make sense. Right? They have a winning mentality, right? They won 2 trophies last year. They are 3rd in the Premier League, 6 points off. So if you're a champions of the world, every Chelsea fan you go in the stream, they have the belt. Jimmy Spliff has the belt. Carefree Lewis has the belt and sunglasses in every stream, and you can't make up 6 points out of a possible 81. Then the handshake ain't matching the smile is what I'm saying. If you're a Chelsea fan, the chest with the belt, but no, we're not in the title race. Like what? 6 points off, and you're throwing in the towel. So just admit that you don't think your team is consistent enough to win a Prem. You're a cup team. Because I think if you ask them the same thing in the Champions League, they will say they're good enough to win the Champions League. They're still in the EFL, FA Cup, right? So if you take a dig at them and you say you're a cup team, do they get offended? Because if you're not in the title race, but you're the champion of the world, which is a cup competition that you beat PSG in, then you can't brush off the cup team stigma, if you will. Because then essentially you are a cup team. 3-horse race, but one is limping. Chelsea will be the surprise package. Like, no one can tell me that 6 points is an insurmountable lead. You know, if you rate your team 6 points in October, you're looking at that like, hey, matter of fact, and we have to go to your ground in 2 weeks. Right? So say we go to Stamford Bridge and they beat us, then it's a 3-point gap. Are they still not? Was it you or the chat that mentioned Skelly being treated like the same Ainsley Maitland Niles? Apparently, attitude problem will be dragged out. Remember, the academy players are 100% profit with the eyes. I think it would be a damning. It would be damning on the club if we let a player like Louis Skelly go. A player that can invert the way he can break lines the way he can be press resistant the way we need someone to be press resistant after we score on a team and they start to grow into the game. We need players like him. You know, I don't think we should make any more big sales or any more big buys until we make the conscious decision whether or not it's going to be Mikel Arteta leading us forward or back. Big on serious. Because if we sell gems, and then the other manager is going to have to come in and do what Top Gooners thought Arteta did in rebuilding the squad. These players are too good now not to be winning stuff. So the constant will be him. And if he doesn't, deliver the goods at this point, you move him on and then you bring someone else in. Because imagine Ethan and Miles and Eze and Max under a manager with an attacking mentality. I think them boys will cook, Loving this Smoosio and the Michael Scout link. Won't ever forgive this club for bidding our entire scouting department during COVID to keep men like Jason technology, his bum-ass talent ID. Yeah, the talent ID is very, very important, the recruitment. But I think we've got quite a few right, and we have to build on that. MLS doesn't have a better head on his shoulders than Ainsley. Seems to have a better head than Ainsley. Hopefully he stays. Yeah, I don't believe those links that he is leaving and all that. This is the thing is like writers and vlogs, that these people know that their vlogs and their shit will clicks and sell if they mention Arsenal players leaving. I've seen reports of Real Madrid wanting Declan Rice and all this shit, and people take it and run with it. They know that Arsenal fans are gullible online like that, so they always gonna do shit like that. So Louis Skelly doesn't play for 3 games, gets left out of English squad. Oh, he's gonna leave. Remember, Ethan was linked to Chelsea when we signed Madueke. So you compound it and then you make up another story just as Wait the Miles, bro. Yeah, I don't think there's no legs on this. It's international break. It's dead. Calafiori, who wasn't the starting left back last year, is the starting left back this year. Of course, Skelly's minutes is going to decline, but Skelly did start Champions League games and he is playing. If he was just completely frozen out the squad, then I think Ethan would have a better chance of leaving because Skelly's actually getting starts and getting minutes, meaningful minutes. Ethan isn't. Ethan is getting the cup. I feel for Ethan and MLS, their levels, better than Mikel's favorites. No doubt they're looking at things sideways. They're both too good to go out on loan. And this is what I'm saying. If we don't win this year, we have to get a manager in that can maximize these talents. Because if we win, they have to shut up. Hey, you're in a title-winning team. You're in a Champions League winning team. You're gonna get minutes. Just just hold tight, young lad. If he goes on loan, I'd rather he's going out as a midfielder. Yeah, but I want him to stay in the Prem loan though. Not go down to the Championship, not to go to. I'd be okay with him going to Dortmund, because Dortmund does have a good development, especially for midfielders and such. Not for defending, because that league don't defend. Just fans that cast themselves as spoilers to some title challenge, it be a City or Pool. Nah, they're in it. They're 6 points off. If we were 6 points off, we'd be saying we were in it. The media the masses wouldn't let Arsenal fans say they're not in a title race. 6 points with 81 points to play for with the amount of money spent. We all beat Mikel with you spent $1 billion, you have to win. They spent $2 billion. And 6 points is too much. Nah, I'm not hearing that. Hoping to have 3 strikers, Odie, Madueke, and Martinelli back after the break and see how they perform until Jan, when we can judge where we are as a team. Fair. Chelsea are more likely to win a third Champions League than we are to win the first season going in around. I honestly hear it. Yep. Big up to AJ. Ivan Tony wants back in the Prem. In January, it's time to go get him at Arsenal. So you know what the narrative is going to be around Ivan Tony. It's going to be what the assembled alluded to earlier when it's going to be about his attitude. Right? And then it's going to be what's the motive? What's the why? Why does he want to leave the Saudi league now? Right? Kind of like how I question the Vlahovic motives. Now Vlahovic wants to come to Arsenal? No, fuck off. Nah, we ain't having that, bro. When we were down in the dumps and we actually needed a striker, you left and went to Juve. Now you flushed out of Juve. Now you want to, we're not doing that. MLS is not up for sale. He's going to be starting towards the end of the season. I wouldn't be surprised if MLS starts in the Bayern game, or plays heavy minutes. Because we will need someone to break the lines against Bayern. And the way Skelly draw fouls, the way he protects the ball, let's be honest, he's way better on the ball than Calafiori is. Neither of them are great defenders. The only thing Calafiori really has on MLS is height and his ball striking ability. He can hit the ball well. But ball to feet, Skelly is clear. Saeed and Positive Dan. Stream Louis Enrique would cost up to £50 million. So do it. I was called ungrateful, and he got extremely aggressive to defend Arteta. So, big up to Aaron, man, because Aaron straight cooked him yesterday on the terrace. Straight cooked him. You're getting cooked when your response is you want to scrap, you want to meet up. Watch what you're saying. When the conversation goes away from football, when we're talking about football, to hey, let's scrap. You have nothing else. Man went from having all this energy, to be trying to play the victim. I seen Stricto do it as well on Dan Potts' show, talking to DJB. Do you want to scrap and all this shit? This is what they do. When you call out their Lord, they get all defensive and but like, bro, it's a YouTube thing. You might not know bad man. Like, what are we doing? You understand? But that's what they do when you rattle them and you hit them with truth, reality, and accountability. This whole, but we all know what that delusional Dan is what Jez called him. Ben is just trying to build this platform and by any means necessary. That's one thing I will stay on 1.7K sub before you see me act the ass to get subscribers. Because you notice after every show that he's been on, he goes into the comments and pin his comment. That was me on the show, guys. Come subscribe to my channel. Right, that's what he's doing. No, it's playbook. Odegaard to Barca. Come on. They have Xavi on the bench, for fuck's sake. Gavi on the bench. He played for Real Madrid, bro. He's not going to Barca. I refuse to have Chelsea win anything when those Chelsea fans have the chest to win anything after becoming world champions and $2 billion spent. But I'm saying this is what the energy is never the same. Big club, but not big club energy. Supposedly Odegaard is top 5 in the world in this position, so he'd walk into Barca under that premise. No, he should. There were 3 players in the Arsenal squad that are better than Odegaard in his position. So how does that make him top 5 in the world? That matrix does not match. But if we can get money for him, hey, Don Bertha can pull it off. Don't let the Arteta sexuals hear that Borton, a random La Masia kid, better than Odegaard. No mistake. I couldn't agree with you more, but it removes the narrative Odegaard is some world-class player. Yeah, they love him, though. They love him some Martin. Stricto should never be allowed to keep his season ticket after he threw it. So even that, that was, reactionary, clickbait, that type of stuff. Because now he's known for that, and he uses that, So we know the playbook, bro. People are ultra defensive of Arteta right now. Told some guy that I'm Arteta out, even though I think we're on for a quad this season. He took the oomph and unsubscribed from my channel. It was on. That's what it is, bro. That man think you're supposed to compromise your your football intellectual integrity for some subscribers. Like, what are we doing, bro? I remember I was on 58 subscribers on here talking the same ish. So now not all subscribers are good subscribers, boy. Yeah, not all money is good money. If Arsenal buy anyone in Jan, the excuse for not winning the trophies will be these players never betted in, and the injuries to vital players in the system. New contract for Blunderman. We'll do it next season. Facts. And the thing is, this is the same excuse that they give me when they say Eze isn't playing well and this and that. But I'm saying, if we wanted Eze in the squad, really wanted Eze in the squad, he would have been on the damn bus to Singapore, on the plane to Singapore, and he would have had those training sessions, and he would have been bedded in, right? He would have been bedded in, and then he would have started at Anfield, and we probably don't lose that game because Gyökeres is a new player. Eze is a new player. Gyökeres, they were already in Singapore when Gyökeres joined the team. Gyökeres, Zubimendi, Eze. 3 of our mainstays and very critical players are new players. And essentially, Calafiori is playing like a new player because he's starting most games now. Skelly was starting most games at left back last year. So 4 of our starting 11. But it wasn't even mentioned. Brother, opinions in it. It's just, okay, I got you. Big up to Normski. Don't be shook, man. Big up to Normski in the house. Absolute legend that he is. Said, big up BBK in the chat. Yes, after that desperate damn clipped up the segment and posted it on his channel. Heated Dan and Aaron, we know man is playing the YouTube. Yeah, man sees that opening that Turkish left. Man sees that opening that James from the Gooniverse left. He sees that Korean brother. And the guy from the Squid Games over there talking craziness, he knows that's where he wants to be. Even after his fan cams on AFTV after games, if you watch it, go look in the comment section. He does the same thing. He did it on the terrace yesterday. It was me, guys. It was me. Come subscribe to my channel. You're like a pick me, a little pick Misha Dan, pick me Denisha. I hate Odegaard Alpha, but now like you can grab it, you can touch it. I do think Odegaard is useful. I do think Kai Havertz is useful. Yes, controversial take, especially on this side of the fence. When he's on the pitch, when the sole creative burden is not placed on his shoulders, Martin Odegaard is a very good player. He's useful in that capacity. So if you start Declan Rice or Zubimendi, not both of them, and you played Odegaard left 8 and you play Eze in the 10, the team will actually cook because he will have space to operate in. And if he doesn't have space to operate in, then Ethan has space or Eze has the space. Kai Havertz in the box, good movement. He's good there. But that goal that Trossard scored, shifted onto my right foot and slap it into the top bins, not happening. Kai Havertz is an in-the-box guy. He doesn't have range. I will say it again. If we win the League Cup, we win the Prem as well. But if we don't win the League Cup, we don't win anything this season, is my honest opinion. The heartbreak, especially if we get to the final. If we get to the final and bottle it. But I look at the rest of the teams in this League Cup, bro. I don't think there's any team in this that's holding us back. Brentford, Fulham, and Cardiff are probably going out. So in the next round, should we get by Palace? And I'm saying should we get by Palace because that's not guaranteed by any stretch. Should we get by Palace, we will have either Newcastle, PTSD there from what they did to us last year, but they don't have Isak this year. He was the danger man. Chelsea or City. That's who we will have in the next round. Should we get by Palace? I like our chances to get to it. For all intents and purposes, Chelsea they got one foot in. They might have Cardiff. Man, yeah. Yes. I'm not even going to give him any more promo, Boy 10. Please, everyone, because MLS didn't go away with the England main squad. Did he go away to under 21? Does anyone know? Yeah, I'm not sure. But MLS isn't going nowhere, bro. Man joined for Havertz after Gyökeres mask fell on. Now we seeing the real him. Havertz is actually good in the box, bro. I've been saying that. He's actually useful. His movement in the box is actually good. But as far as you see that goal that Martinelli scored against, was it Olympiacos when Odegaard played Gyökeres through, and Gyökeres wrestled off both center backs and rasped it, and the goalie spilled it and Martinelli tapped it in. Like Havertz doesn't do that, bro. Havertz isn't shaking off one center back, let alone two. You know, 29 is helpful, maybe carrying the team luggage and warming the bench on a football pitch. It's like playing 10v11. But I also agree that I'd want to see a better manager give these players one last chance. So remember the preseason game where we played Athletic Club Bilbao when we were up 2-0 and Havertz comes on and he picks up the ball at the halfway line and runs and he makes his mind up that I'm going to score and scored. I've never seen Havertz run that fast in my life, bro. In that capacity, when we're winning the game, he is useful. You remember the 5-1 against Man City when the game was close? He got the first chance, puts it wide. Second chance, they don't want it, passes it to Odegaard. Odegaard scored. But when we were leading the game 3-1 to make it 4-1, he kills off when we're flying high. But when it's a pressurized moment, he is not good. But when you're up 2-0 and you need someone to kill off the game versus to go defensive and bring pressure onto us, then he's actually useful. I guarantee you he would have came on against Sunderland if he was there when we were winning 2-1. Yep. Win fouls, do shithousery, nick a goal. In my opinion, Arsenal have evolved beyond some of the players we've got. This is why we're falling. We're failing. Yeah, I think we outgrew a lot of. I think we outgrew some players 2 seasons ago. They assembled. I think we outgrew Gabriel Jesus the 23-24 season. Like we signed that man for a top 4 challenge, and surprised everyone and ended up challenging for the league. And then, ceiling capped out, couldn't go any further. I respectfully disagree with that. 29. Gabriel Jesus, Mikel Merino, and a few others don't deserve that chance. I got to say it. Buy Semenyo and Ivan Toney this January. Then we actually win the league. Win the league. I love the sound of that, AJ, my friend. But yes, people, big up. The government's open back up. So, work has to be done. There's no more. There's work to be done. There's therapy and all that stuff on this happy Wednesday. Tomorrow at what? 6:15, catch me on DJB. And at 8:30, I will be on the Bruce Banana with the legend that is Shane Gooner. But here and there, some other more streams. Like I said, hey, big up to AJ, man. Big up to you. Hey, yeah. And make sure you message me. I think you sent me a message earlier. But I'll check that in a second. But people, I'm going to love you and leave you. Like I always say, my friends, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.